In the vast stillness of the desert, where the horizon shimmers like molten glass, and the air itself seems to tremble with heat, life clings to survival in ways few can imagine. The sun hangs mercilessly overhead, turning dunes into waves of fire and silence into something almost alive, a soft, breathless lull broken only by the whisper of shifting sand. Here in this world forged by wind and flame, where each day is a test of endurance and each night a fragile reprieve, a solitary figure moves with a calm, unhurried grace. Heavy-footed yet elegant, it strides across the dunes as though the desert were a kingdom built for it alone. It is the camel, a creature both ordinary and extraordinary, a symbol of survival in a land that shows little mercy. Known commonly as the camel and scientifically as Camelus dromedarius or Camelus bactrianus, these remarkable animals have served as companions, laborers, and lifelines for human civilizations for thousands of years. But beyond their reputation as ships of the desert, camels possess some of the most extraordinary biological adaptations on Earth. A camel can go days without water, withstand temperatures that would overwhelm most mammals, and navigate barren landscapes with an uncanny sense of direction. Every inch of its body, from its broad cushioned feet to its iconic humps, is crafted by evolution to defy an environment that punishes weakness. It is not simply an animal of the desert, it is a creature shaped by the desert. Camels inhabit some of the harshest terrains on the planet. From the golden dunes of the Arabian Peninsula to the rolling steppes and icy winters of Central Asia, their range spans regions where survival demands ingenuity. The Arabian camel, the dromedary with its single hump, dominates North Africa, the Middle East, and parts of India and Australia. The Bactrian camel, bearing two humps and a thick, shaggy coat, roams the blistering summers and freezing winters of Mongolia and China. While these landscapes differ in color and temperature, they share a common truth. They are vast, unforgiving, and ever-changing. And in each of them, camels have carved out a life where few creatures dare to wander. In these regions, the seasons are extremes rather than transitions. Summers scorch the earth until even shadows seem to evaporate, pushing temperatures beyond what most animals can tolerate. Winters, especially for the Bactrian camel, bite with an icy ferocity that freezes the breath and turns the land into a barren white desert. But for camels, these extremes are not hardships, they are the rhythm of life. During the hottest months, their bodies cleverly conserve water. Their thick lips allow them to browse on thorny plants, and their humps store fat for energy when food becomes scarce. When winter arrives on the Central Asian steppes, their long, insulating fur thickens into a protective cloak, guarding them from winds that can strip warmth from even the hardiest creature. Every season brings new challenges. Every shift in temperature, moisture, and food availability demands a different strategy. And the camel, through thousands of years of adaptation, meets each challenge with a calm resilience unmatched in the animal kingdom. But to understand the camel's remarkable endurance, its ability to outlast heat, hunger, and the passage of time itself, we must first explore the vast, treacherous world it calls home.
Across the vast deserts of the world, the land stretches out like an ancient tapestry woven from wind, sun, and shifting earth. To an untrained eye, it may appear empty, a barren expanse devoid of life. But look closer, and an entirely different world reveals itself. The Arabian desert rises in rolling dunes that glow golden at sunrise and burn orange at dusk, their sculpted ridges shaped by winds that have traveled thousands of miles. Here, the air tastes of dust and heat, and the sky stretches endlessly above, a pale and unforgiving blue. Rainfall is a rare gift, sometimes absent for years, leaving the land cracked like pottery fired in the furnace of the sun. Further east, the Gobi Desert of Mongolia tells a different story. Its landscape is a mosaic of gravel plains, rocky outcrops, and sparse grasslands. Summers here are blisteringly hot, but winters turn the desert into a frozen wasteland where temperatures plunge far below freezing. Snow falls lightly, yet each flake carries the weight of life, offering precious water in a world defined by scarcity. Despite their differences, these deserts share a common essence. They are places where survival is earned, never given. Though harsh and unpredictable, the desert hosts a surprising array of life. It is an ecosystem built on specialization, every creature shaped by necessity. In the Arabian sands, small lizards dart across the surface, leaving delicate trails that vanish with the next gust of wind. The Arabian gazelle moves cautiously between sparse shrubs, while the Arabian fox prowls the night in search of insects and small rodents. Overhead, the Egyptian vulture soars with effortless grace, scanning the land for carcasses left behind by larger predators. In the Gobi, wild asses and argali sheep roam the plains, while the elusive snow leopard, master of stealth, moves silently across the rocky terrain. Even insects, often overlooked, play crucial roles. Beetles burying dung, ants scavenging tirelessly, and desert locusts occasionally forming massive swarms that reshake entire regions. The presence of camels threads these ecosystems together. As grazers and browsers, they interact with a wide variety of plants, from tough desert grasses to thorn-covered shrubs adapted to conserve every drop of water. Their movement across the land creates tracks used by smaller creatures. Their dung enriches the soil with nutrients. Their grazing habits shape plant communities over time. In a place where life hangs in delicate balance, every organism, from the smallest beetle to the largest camel, plays a part. Camels are not merely inhabitants of the desert, they are architects of its ecology. Their grazing helps prevent the overgrowth of hardy shrubs, allowing sunlight to reach seedlings that otherwise might fail to root take. In arid regions where vegetation grows slowly, this balance is essential to maintaining a healthy ecosystem. Their droppings serve as one of the most valuable resources in the desert: nutrients. In a land with little organic matter, camel dung acts as a fertilizer, enriching the soil and supporting the growth of new plants. Historically, nomadic peoples have also used dried dung as fuel, closing yet another loop in the desert's cycle of survival. Camels also serve as transportation for seeds. As they browse, seeds become caught in their fur or pass through their digestive system, later deposited miles away. In this way, camels help maintain plant diversity and support the gradual spread of hardy desert vegetation. But perhaps their most important ecological role lies in their ability to endure. In seasons of drought, when other grazers perish or migrate, camels remain. Their continued presence ensures that the desert's rhythms, the growth of shrubs, the fertilization of soil, the dispersal of seeds, do not collapse entirely during difficult years. In ecosystems defined by scarcity, such resilience is invaluable. But survival in the desert is never simple. The land itself can be as much a predator as any living creature. And to endure here, to walk these burning sands without fear, the camel has evolved a body and a set of behaviors unlike anything else on Earth.
To survive in one of the harshest environments on Earth, the camel has evolved into a masterpiece of biological engineering. every feature crafted not for comfort, but for endurance. Its body is a manual of adaptations, each trait telling a story of survival carved by centuries of wind, heat, and scarcity. The camel's humps, often misunderstood as water storage, serve instead as reservoirs of fat, concentrated energy that sustains the animal through long stretches when food is scarce. By keeping fat stored in the humps rather than throughout the body, camels reduce heat insulation and maintain better cooling efficiency under the blazing sun. Its legs, tall and sturdy, lift the body high above the scorching ground, where temperatures can be hot enough to burn unprotected skin. The broad, cushioned feet, soft pads that spread wide under pressure, act like natural snowshoes, allowing the camel to glide over loose sand without sinking. The camel's coat changes with the seasons. In the Arabian deserts, the dromedary grows a thin, reflective coat in summer, deflecting sunlight and helping regulate body temperature. In winter, especially for the Bactrian camel, the fur thickens into a dense, insulating layer that can withstand freezing winds and ice-laden storms. When spring arrives, this coat sheds in clumps, revealing a sleeker form beneath. Perhaps the most remarkable adaptations lie in the camel's face. Long eyelashes form a delicate lattice that shields its eyes from blowing sand. Nostril slits can close tightly, sealing out dust during storms. Even the camel's lips are specialized, tough and flexible, capable of eating thorny plants that would injure the mouths of most animals. These adaptations allow camels not only to survive the desert, but to thrive in it. Internally, a camel's physiology is equally extraordinary. Its blood cells are uniquely oval-shaped, allowing them to flow easily even when the animal is dehydrated. Its kidneys concentrate urine to minimize water loss, and its digestive system extracts maximum moisture from even the driest vegetation. A camel can lose more than a third of its body weight in water, a level that would kill most animals, and recover it simply by drinking deeply once water becomes available. This intricate suite of adaptations transforms the camel into a desert titan, calm, resilient, and unmatched in endurance. Despite living in a land that demands constant vigilance, the camel's daily routine is surprisingly serene. These animals, often perceived as stubborn or aloof, are in truth deliberate, energy-efficient creatures whose every movement is calculated to conserve strength. Mornings begin with slow grazing. Camels browse across a wide area, selecting sparse shrubs, dry grasses, and desert plants that many other herbivores avoid. Their tough lips and strong jaws allow them to handle even thorny acacia branches with ease. Because water is scarce, camels seek moisture from plants whenever possible, often traveling long distances in search of greener patches after rare rainfall. As the sun climbs higher and the desert transforms into a shimmering furnace, camels reduce their activity. They rest beneath whatever shade is available, a lone tree, a rock formation, or simply their own shadow. Their slow heart rate and efficient metabolism allow them to remain still for hours, conserving energy while the heat peaks. During the evening, as temperatures drop and the desert becomes a landscape of cool sands and fading light, camels grow more active again. They travel, graze, and interact with their herd. Night brings a different world. The air cools, predators stir, and the camel's keen senses guide it through the dim terrain. Their footsteps are soft but steady, leaving behind trails that weave across the land like stories written in the sand. Even hydration follows a rhythm. When water is finally found, camels drink with remarkable speed, consuming up to 100 liters in minutes. Yet they do so calmly, as though it were simply another part of the long, unending cycle of desert life. The social life of camels varies by species and by the demands of their environment. Dromedary camels typically live in loose herds led by a dominant male, accompanied by females and their young. The hierarchy is gentle but clear, maintained not through aggression, but through subtle behaviors, posture, vocalizations, and controlled displays of strength. Young camels stay close to their mothers for several years, learning the roots of grazing grounds, the rhythms of the seasons, and the dangers that linger in the desert. Bonds within these groups are strong, shaped by shared journeys and the constant need for cooperation. Bactrian camels, facing more extreme climates and harsher winters, often form smaller, tight-knit groups. Their world demands unity. During the coldest months, huddling together becomes a survival tactic, each camel sharing warmth with the others. The constant cycle of searching for food, navigating snow-covered terrain, and withstanding blizzards strengthens the cohesion of these herds. Communication among camels is subtle but rich. They grunt, bellow, and rumble. They use body language, head tilts, ear movements, and shifts in posture to communicate mood or intent. Even the gentle nuzzling between a mother and her calf carries meaning, a reassurance of safety in a world that rarely offers comfort. Contrary to popular belief, camels are not naturally angry animals. Their supposed stubbornness is simply caution, a survival instinct honed by generations of navigating dangerous terrain. They act only when necessary, move only with purpose, and fight only when they must. In truth, the camel's social world is one of cooperation, quiet intelligence, and resilience. Yet the most fascinating part of this creature's life is not in the way it looks, nor in the calm rhythm of its days, but in how it responds to the seasons, the scorching summers, the freezing winters, and the unpredictable shifts of a desert always in flux. For it is through these changing cycles that the camel reveals its true mastery of survival.
In the desert, seasons are not gentle cues, but sweeping forces, extremes that reshape the land and test every creature that depends on it. For the camel, these shifts are both familiar and formidable, demanding a constant dance between endurance and adaptation. Summer arrives like a hammer. The sun burns white and unyielding, pressing its weight onto the sand until the ground itself shimmers with heat. Temperatures soar well above what most mammals can endure, and the air dries into something razor-thin, stripping moisture from anything exposed. Water sources shrink, sometimes disappearing entirely. Vegetation withers into brittle remnants of green. During these months, the camel's daily survival becomes a slow, measured effort. It reduces sweat to preserve water, allowing its body temperature to rise in ways that would be lethal to other animals. At times, a camel's internal temperature fluctuates by as much as 6 degrees Celsius, a biological strategy that prevents unnecessary water loss. Its humps shrink visibly as stored fat is burned to sustain long periods without food. The camel may go a week or more without drinking, relying solely on the moisture within tough desert plants. Every step is deliberate, every movement designed to waste nothing. Then winter arrives, but in some deserts, winter is no gentle reprieve. In Central Asia, the Gobi transforms into a frozen wasteland where temperatures plunge to -40 degrees Celsius. Blizzards sweep across the plains with brutal force, burying what little vegetation remains. The landscape becomes a palette of grays and whites, silent and deadly. The Bactrian camel meets this season with a different set of tools. Its coat thickens into a dense blanket of fur, insulating it against the biting wind. Its broad feet, built for sand, also function on snow, spreading its weight so it can cross icy ground with ease. But even for a creature as resilient as the camel, the scarcity of food becomes a grueling challenge.
It must search relentlessly, scraping through snow and ice to reach hidden grasses. Survival in these extremes is not about strength alone. It is about strategy, patience, and the ability to endure the seemingly impossible. The desert may seem empty, but danger lingers at its edges. Some threats born of nature, others born of humanity. Natural predators vary across the camel's range. In the Arabian Peninsula, wolves and large carnivores will occasionally target young or weakened camels. In the Gobi, snow leopards, silent phantoms of the mountains, may stalk camel calves or isolated individuals. Though adult camels are formidable and rarely hunted, calves are vulnerable, especially during harsh winters when hunger drives predators closer to human settlements and grazing herds. Yet the most relentless threat is not another animal. It is the desert itself. Heat stroke, dehydration, sandstorms, blizzards, starvation. These forces claim more lives than fangs or claws ever could. A sudden sandstorm can bury vegetation, disorient herds, and separate young from their mothers. A winter dzud, a catastrophic cold spell in Mongolia, can freeze entire herds in a single week. To withstand these dangers, camels rely on their senses. Their eyes detect movement at long distances, helping them navigate storms or detect predators early. Their keen sense of smell guides them toward water sources hidden beneath the sand. And their ability to store energy in their humps keeps them alive through weeks when food is scarce. Still, despite their extraordinary adaptations, camels live on a knife's edge, balancing between survival and the merciless forces of their habitat. Some of the camel's most remarkable survival strategies are found not in its anatomy, but in its behavior, instinctive, ancient patterns passed down through generations. One such behavior is its unwavering ability to locate water. Even across vast stretches of barren land, camels can detect underground water sources or recall distant wells visited months or even years earlier. This mental map of the desert is crucial not only for the animals themselves, but for the nomadic people who have relied on their guidance for centuries. Camels also shift their activity patterns to avoid the worst of the heat. During scorching summers, they travel mostly during dawn, dusk, or night, when the sands cool and the air becomes breathable again. Their night vision, sharper than most mammals, allows them to navigate unfamiliar terrain even on moonless nights. When confronted with extreme heat, camels exhibit a behavior known as heat-tolerant cycling. They allow their body temperatures to rise during the day, then dissipate heat during the cooler night hours. This strategy conserves water and stabilizes their internal systems in a way few animals can replicate. In times of scarcity, camels become selective feeders, choosing plants with the highest moisture and nutritional value. Their ability to digest almost anything, dry grasses, thorny branches, salty shrubs, gives them an advantage over other grazers that rely on softer vegetation. Social behaviors also play a role in survival. Mothers fiercely protect their calves, standing between them and threats. Herd members will cluster together during sandstorms, using their bodies as shields. In the frozen winters of Mongolia, camels huddle tightly, sharing warmth and reducing heat loss, a communal effort that can mean the difference between life and death. Among the most extraordinary behaviors is the camel's endurance walk, a steady, rhythmic gait that allows it to travel up to 40 kilometers in a single day. This slow, deliberate movement conserves energy, enabling them to traverse vast distances between seasonal grazing lands. Through all these behaviors, the camel reveals a truth. Survival in the desert is not heroic or dramatic. It is slow, it is patient, it is deliberate, and it is relentless. but no challenge is greater than the one brought by humankind. As the desert changes and the world grows smaller, the camel's ancient relationship with people becomes both a lifeline and a threat, shaping a future where survival depends not only on nature, but on us.
For thousands of years, the camel has stood beside humankind as a partner in survival, shaping cultures, trade routes, and civilizations. Long before modern vehicles carved roads through the desert, it was the camel that carried goods, people, and stories across continents. From the silk caravans of Central Asia to the ancient incense routes of Arabia, camels were the engine of long-distance trade, their steady footsteps connecting worlds separated by oceans of sand. Nomadic tribes relied on camels not only for transport, but for nearly every aspect of daily life. Their milk provided nourishment rich in vitamins and minerals. Their wool offered warmth during freezing nights. Their dung fueled fires in landscapes where trees were scarce. And their strength pulled loads too heavy for humans to bear. Even their incredible ability to remember water sources gave families a better chance of surviving long migrations. In many cultures, the camel was, and still is, more than a livestock animal. It is a symbol of endurance, wealth, and heritage. Songs, poems, and legends speak of the camel as a companion, a guardian, a trusted partner capable of navigating the desert with a wisdom far older than human memory. Yet this ancient bond, strong though it may be, has always existed in a fragile balance, a balance now threatened by the complexities of the modern world. Today, the camel faces challenges unlike any in its long evolutionary history. Some threats arise from shifting human lifestyles, others from global environmental changes that ripple across continents. One of the greatest challenges is habitat loss. As cities expand, farmlands grow, and industrial projects spread into desert regions, the open spaces where camels once roamed freely are shrinking. Traditional migratory routes, paths used by nomadic herders for centuries, are increasingly fragmented by fences, roads, and development. This fragmentation restricts access to water sources and grazing land, placing additional stress on already vulnerable populations. Climate change amplifies these pressures. Rising temperatures intensify droughts, causing vegetation to die off more rapidly and water sources to dry earlier in the season. In places like the Gobi Desert, extreme weather events known as dzuds, winter disasters marked by heavy snow, sudden freezes, and widespread starvation, are becoming more common and more severe. Entire herds of Bactrian camels have been lost during these catastrophic winters. Poaching and illegal trade also threaten the remaining wild Bactrian camel populations, which number fewer than 1,000. Though efforts exist to protect them, isolated habitats and increasing human encroachment make survival uncertain. Even domesticated camels face issues such as overgrazing, disease, and neglect, particularly in regions where traditional herding is declining. Urbanization and motorized transport further diminish the camel's role in human society. As trucks and cars replace caravans, many communities have begun to see camels less as essential partners and more as burdens. With fewer economic incentives to maintain herds, some camel populations have dwindled simply through lack of care. The result is a species, long a symbol of resilience, now encountering its greatest test. Despite the challenges, hope persists in the form of dedicated conservation initiatives across the world. Scientists, local communities, and international organizations are working together to ensure that camels, both wild and domestic, remain a vital part of desert ecosystems and cultural heritage. In the Gobi Desert, protected reserves have been established to safeguard the critically endangered wild Bactrian camel.
These zones limit hunting, restrict development, and create safe corridors for herds to move between seasonal grazing grounds. Researchers track camel movements using satellite collars, gathering data to better understand migration patterns and identify key water sources that must be preserved. Community-led conservation programs are equally crucial. In regions of Mongolia, local herders collaborate with scientists to monitor camel health, report sightings of predators, and manage grazing patterns to reduce environmental strain. These partnerships not only protect camels, but also support the livelihoods of families who have depended on them for generations. In North Africa and the Middle East, organizations are working to revitalize traditional camel breeding, promote camel milk industries, and reintroduce sustainable herding practices. These efforts help to restore the cultural and economic value of camels, ensuring that herders have greater incentives to maintain healthy populations. Educational initiatives also play a vital role. Documentaries, school programs, and ecotourism ventures raise awareness about the camel's importance in desert ecosystems. Visitors learn that camels are not simply pack animals. They are keystone species that help maintain ecological balance, support biodiversity, and store knowledge about the land that no machine can replicate. The fight to protect camels is as much about preserving a species as it is about safeguarding the ancient human cultures intertwined with their history. The future of camels depends not only on scientific intervention, but also on global awareness and empathy. As climate change reshapes ecosystems and development encroaches deeper into wilderness areas, the survival of these resilient animals becomes uncertain. To protect camels, we must first understand their value, not just as carriers of goods or symbols of tradition, but as living bridges between past and present, between humanity and the wild lands that shaped us. Supporting conservation organizations, advocating for sustainable development, and recognizing the importance of indigenous knowledge are all steps we can take. Every effort, no matter how small, contributes to a larger movement to ensure that camels continued to roam the deserts, their silhouettes etched against the horizon just as they have been for thousands of years. Their story is not merely one of endurance, it is a testament to cooperation between nature and animal, between human and landscape. And now more than ever, this cooperation is essential. In the end, the fate of this remarkable creature will depend not on its strength, but on ours, on the choices we make and the worlds we choose to protect.
As the sun sinks behind the endless dunes, the desert transforms once more, its fiery heat dissolving into a cool, shimmering blue. The world of burning sands, so unforgiving by day, becomes a realm of quiet whispers and long shadows. And in the heart of this vast, ever-shifting landscape stands one creature above all others, the camel, patient, resilient, and remarkably adapted to survive where few life forms dared to tread. Throughout our journey, we've uncovered the extraordinary secrets that allow camels to thrive in conditions that push the limits of life. Their bodies are masterpieces of desert engineering, nostrils that conserve precious moisture, humps storing vital fat reserves, blood cells built to endure dehydration, and feet shaped perfectly to glide across soft sands. Every trait, every behavior, every instinct is a testament to millions of years of evolution, an intricate symphony of survival. But beyond their biological marvels, camels carry a deeper story, one intertwined with the history of humanity itself. They have transported explorers across continents, sustained ancient civilizations, and supported remote communities where no other animal could. In many ways, camels are not just survivors, they are guardians of the desert, connecting people, cultures, and landscapes across time.
But their future is no longer as certain as the rising sun. Climate change intensifies droughts, shrinking grazing lands and pushing ecosystems toward collapse. The expanding edges of cities, the demands of modern agriculture, and shifts in traditional nomadic lifestyles all place new pressures on camel populations. Even the wild ancestors of modern camels, like the critically endangered wild Bactrian, stand on the brink, their numbers dwindling in some of the harshest regions on Earth. And still, hope remains. Conservation programs, genetic preservation projects, and the revival of traditional herding knowledge are helping protect the camel's legacy. More importantly, the world is beginning to recognize camels not as relics of the past, but as essential partners in a rapidly changing climate, animals uniquely suited to a hotter, drier future. As we take our final look across the glowing horizon, where ripples of sand stretch endlessly toward the night, one truth becomes clear. The desert would not be the same without its most iconic wanderer. In every slow, steady step of a camel lies a reminder of resilience, of life that endures against all odds. The burning sands are harsh, but with creatures like the camel, they are far from empty. And so, the desert breathes, the stars rise, and the camel continues its quiet journey, a living symbol of survival in a world forged by heat and time.